Welcome to another review from the Electric Van Man. This week we have the Vivaro E, but not just any Vivaro E. This is the Vivaro GS. So this is a top spec sport model with alloy wheels, body skirts and all of that sort of thing. So that is why I've brought us to this rather beautiful setting, don't you think? But anyway, let's focus on the van. So what makes the GS special? Well, they've added quite a lot of beautification. So you've got your gloss black alloy Y wheels, you've got lovely body skirts here and of course fog lamps and LED running lights, a lovely chrome grille and gloss front. This is made to make a statement that is going to be really relevant for this market, because up until now this electric journey has been focused almost entirely on fleet. This isn't a fleet vehicle. This is a butcher, baker, candlestick maker vehicle. Are you a brickie? Are you a sparky? Are you a chippy? This could be a vehicle that you could personalize and make a statement both visually and environmentally for your business. So first things first, we need to understand, can it do a job in your business? Has it got the payload that you need? Well, this with the 75 kilowatt hour battery, and I'll explain all about that in a minute, comes with 1,000 kilos payload. So that's pretty good. You've also got 2.5 meters at the base. However, having tried personally to get your 8x4 boards in, sometimes you will need to leave the door open a little bit. For that piping and stuff, we do have a through load system here, and that allows you to put longer lengths of wood or piping all the way through and lift the passenger seat out of the way so you can maximize your load capacity. 50/50 rear opening doors, and of course if you need to push them out of the way so that you can get up close to a loading bay, then you can turn them with just the clip of a button a further 90 degrees. And also, good news that we've got twin side load doors, so either side of the road that you park on, you're able to get your goods in and out easily and effectively. So we've got a nice hard protective floor, and also it's non-slip, so when you're in and out of the vehicle, you're not going to be slipping over. We've also handily got a little 12-volt connector as well, so you can power some basic stuff here in the back. So what about the electric credentials of the Vivaro E GS? Well, you have both DC and AC charging. Now what that means is that this vehicle will charge on a rapid charger at up to 100 kilowatts every hour. So that means the 75 kilowatt hour battery will get you from 20 or so percent up to 80% in around 34 minutes. So that's pretty quickly. But if you're just charging at home on a 7.4 kilowatt hour charger, which is the standard wall charger that you can find, you would be getting 7.4 kilowatts an hour, which would be 10 hours of charging to fill pretty much from zero all the way to full. So that's an overnight charge, but it also has 11 kilowatts as an option to charge as well. So if you're charging from a workplace, you could charge this in under 7 hours. So everybody wonders, how far will it go? Well, the official stats say 189 for this version, which is less than its standard fleet counterpart, which claims at over 200. But either way, we have to plan for the winter and the heaviest weights in the vehicle, and Vauxhall on their website give you a calculator which will show you, but typically feedback says that you would lose at least 20% in the winter and possibly an additional 10% for weight and so on like that. So if you're planning, plan for your worst case scenario and go with around 120 to 130 miles to be safe in the Vauxhall Vivaro E. So what about under the bonnet of an electric vehicle then? Well, as you can see, there are still some gubbins to be interested in, but nothing that we really need to worry about. You've got your battery, your standard 12-volt battery on the right, and you've got your washer fluid here on the left. So the things that really need any attention are easily visible and accessible. Everything else, best not to touch. So before we go for a drive then, we often wonder, well, this charging business, it takes time. But helpfully, many of us have got paperwork or emails that we need to do on the hoof, and we've got a nice little office here which gives you the ability to put your computer or paperwork here and do the work that you need whilst you're charging and whilst you've got a coffee, because there's plenty of good cup holders around the cabin. So once in the cab, you have a number of upgrades. Of course, you've got the leather seating with the GS Signia on it, Insignia I think they call it, the GS Insignia. We've also got the usual little load compartments and everything like that. Upgrades to the sat-nav system, so you've got sat-nav both local and Europe, more speakers for your sounds and everything. And of course, you've got your Apple CarPlay, which allows you to plug in Spotify or whatever it happens to be that you love to listen to on a daily basis, and you can have your Waze and your maps and your Google this, that and the other. So it all adds up to being a highly specified vehicle. But is it any good to drive? And is electric any good for you? So ready for the off, we select our drive mode. There are 3 drive modes to choose from: Eco, Normal and Power. Power gives us full beans at 136 brake horsepower or 100 kilowatts. Kilowatts are the new common way of declaring how much power a vehicle has. But if you select Eco and Normal mode, you'll be using less power and maximizing your range. So what you'll immediately notice as you pull away in your Vauxhall Vivaro E GS is silent motoring. I say silent, but actually the leather does squeak against the bulkhead. If you're like me, I'm an average height, I have to have the seat pushed back so that I can sit comfortably. But as I go over bumps and round corners, you can hear the squeaks. But anyway, it's a small thing. It is a nice place to be on the whole, and smooth, quiet acceleration is always good. Now, you might have heard a beep there. The beep is for various forms of lane keeping and driver advice. There is quite a high specification of safety equipment on this vehicle, including a driver alert function. If you're distracted or tired, then it'll give you a little bit of a nudge and let you know what's going on. At the moment, I'm not quite sure why those beeps are happening. Probably to advise me about speed. And while we're thinking about that, it does have a natty little feature on the sat-nav system that does give you a warning when you approach a speed camera, and also lets you know helpfully when you're out of range. Not that we should encourage speeding, should we? Electric driving in almost every... That's the speed camera warning. Electric driving in almost every variant is infinitely superior to the diesel counterpart. If you've ever driven the diesel, then you'll be very, very happy driving the electric. It's smooth, there's no gear changes, the acceleration is effective and comprehensive. And gives you a sense of real control at the wheel. The leather-covered steering wheel feels nice as well. So broadly speaking, this is a comfortable van to be in. I guess the question that I have to ask as I'm thinking about this vehicle is, would I pay £52,000 for it? That's right, £52,000 plus VAT. And that includes the plug-in grant taken off. For me, it feels like a lot of money. But you pays your money, you takes your choice. The electric vehicles you're able to personalize are quite rare. And those that are sporty, well, this is possibly the first that has come onto the market. So it gives you a new option to choose from. And that, in my mind, is good news. So as I come to an end of a drive, the bottom line is I feel pretty comfortable behind the wheel. I do enjoy electric driving. I'm a little irritated by the various different noises that we're hearing, but I do know that once you get it on the motorway and you can configure it to your own personal taste, then actually most of those noises disappear, however irritating they are in the short term. I don't know what that is. I really don't. Helpfully, we've got reversing cameras that allow us to see exactly where we're going, and also there's a 360 view, which I think is really helpful as you're getting into your bays and in and out of tight spaces. So the Vauxhall Vivaro E, 75 kilowatt hours of energy that will carry you, according to the WLTP, 189 miles. In reality, I'd work to 150 and consider 130 in the winter. It comes with everything that you need, and it gives you that feeling of luxury behind the cab with a few little niggly bits. This is the reality of any vehicle. Everybody needs to get your bum on a seat and taste for yourself as to see whether it's any good for you. The Vauxhall Vivaro E. At £52,000, it feels like a lot of money, but maybe there are deals to be had on leasing which really help, or the dealerships themselves being able to incentivize the purchase of this particular vehicle. But it's personalized, it's a bit sporty, and it's unique. So for me, it's a great addition to the electric van market, giving a new group of users a brilliant choice. Have a great day, everybody.